Welcome to Affairs Cloud. My name is Vikas Rana.
We are one-stop solution for current affairs.
We have an application student by the name Careers Cloud which you can go and download through the Play Store. Once you have downloaded it, you can log in it through your Gmail ID.
You can find our Crack Current Affairs course on our application exclusively for current affairs, where you will be getting daily, weekly and monthly current affairs on regular basis. You can use code VIKAS10 to get additional 10% discount while purchasing the course. This video is available both in English and Hindi. The timestamp for both English and Hindi are mentioned in the description of each video. You can contact us on the number provided or mail provided. Also follow us on Telegram and Instagram, and the link for the same is provided in the description of each video.
In our course, you will be able to find the quizzes that are uploaded which will help you enhance your learning. We make sure to cover multiple banking exams that will help you to land a better job. That includes your IBPS, RRB, SBI PO and other banking related exams. We aims to cover 15 questions via handwritten notes in upcoming bank exams. These handwritten notes are available on daily current affairs content PDF at our mobile application and website careerscloud.in. Only our Crack Current Affairs subscribers will be able to access these handwritten notes. A sample PDF of the handwritten notes will be available in the description.
Hello everyone, how are you all? I hope you are all good. So students, in this video we will be discussing important current affairs for the topic important days for December 1. Let's start. The first question is, when is NCC Raising Day observed across the globe? It is the fourth Sunday of the November month that is observed as the NCC Day, that is your National Cadets Day, and this year it was the 24th of November that was observed this day, and it was the 76th edition of this Raising Day. Next, when is UN Day of Remembrance for all the victims of chemical warfare annually observed across the globe? When do we observe this day? United Nations Day for Remembrance for all the victims of chemical warfare. It is observed on 30th of November. Next, when police force celebrates its Raising Day on 1st December to mark the establishment of the organization. So, which police force celebrates it? It is BSF, that is your Border Security Force, and this year 1st December 2025 it was the 60th edition of the Raising Day of BSF. Next, when is UN International Day for the Abolition of Slavery annually observed across the globe? It is 2nd of December. We observe UN International Day for the Abolition of Slavery. Correct? Take a note of it. Next is National Pollution Control Day or National Pollution Prevention Day is annually observed across India on 2nd December in the memory of those who lost their lives in the disastrous Bhopal gas tragedy. In which year the tragic Bhopal gas tragedy occurred? It was in 1984. Right? There is a theme for this day, that is clean air, green earth. Right? And it was methyl isocyanate, that the gas that was leaked here. Next, when is UN International Day of Banks annually observed across the globe? So UN International Day of Banks is observed on 4th of December. The first ever day was observed in 2020. Correct? Next, when or World Computer Literacy Day observed across the globe on 2nd December to celebrate which organization's 20th anniversary this day is established? It is to honor or to celebrate the 20th anniversary of National Institute of Information Technology, that is NIIT. Next, Indian Navy Day is annually observed across India on 4th of December. Name the Indian Navy's offensive operation conducted during the Indo-Pakistan War in 1971, which is commemorated on Indian Navy Day. It is Operation Trident. This is the name of that operation, right? This is an Indian Navy's offensive operation conducted during the Indo-Pakistan War in 1971, which is commemorated on this Indian Navy Day. Next, International Volunteer Day for Economic and Social Development, commonly known as International Volunteer Day, is observed across the globe on 5th of December. Which organization hosted the UN Volunteers Program 2024? It was hosted by United Nations Development Program, that is UNDP, the headquarters of which is in Washington DC, and here more than 13,000 on-site volunteers with over 70 UN entities and missions has been taking part. For the first time, this day was observed in 1985. Next, when is World Soil Day observed annually across the globe? It is 5th of December. We observe this World Soil Day. There is a theme for this World Soil Day. Theme being caring for soils, measure, monitor and manage. And for the first time, this day was observed in 2014. Next, when is International Civil Aviation Day observed annually across the globe? It is 7th of December. We observe International Civil Aviation Day. And this year it was the 80th anniversary of the International Civil Aviation Day. Next, Armed Forces Flag Day was annually observed across India on 7th of December to honor the bravery, sacrifice and dedication of the men and women serving in the Indian Army, Navy and Air Force. This 7th of December 24, it marks the death observance of this Armed Force Flag Day. It was the 76th edition of the Armed Force Flag Day. Next, when is the South Asian Association for Regional Cooperation Charter Day observed annually across the globe? So it is 8th of December. We observe this SAARC Charter Day, and this year it was the 40th edition of this day that was observed. Next, Indian Navy annually observes the Submarine Day on 8th of December to commemorate the induction of INS Kalvari. 8th of December marks the observance of which edition of Submarine Day? So, this is which edition of Submarine Day? It was the 57th edition of this Submarine Day. Next, which organization observed the International Day of Commemoration and Dignity of the Victims of the Crime of Genocide and the Prevention of its Crime annually across the globe on 9th of December? It is United Nations. Next, when was International Anti-Corruption Day annually observed across the globe? It is 9th of December. We observe this International Anti-Corruption Day. Next, United Nations Children's Fund, that is UNICEF Day, observed across the globe on 11th to mark the celebration of UNICEF. So 11th December 2024, it is which edition of the anniversary of the foundation of UNICEF? So it is the 77th anniversary of the foundation of UNICEF. Then there is a theme also, students, for this day, that is listen to the future. Next, UN International Universal Health Coverage Day annually observed across the globe on 12th of December. Theme asked is, what is the theme of this International Universal Health Coverage Day 2024? Theme being health, it's on the government. Next, which date will be celebrated annually as Pravasi Rajasthani Divas to honor the contributions of the global Rajasthani community? It is 10th of December. Next, when is International Day to End Violence Against Sex Workers observed annually? So when do we observe this day? It is observed on 17th of December. Apart from this, Vijay Divas, also known as Victory Day, observed on 16th of December. Next, when is UN International Human Solidarity Day annually observed across the globe? When do we observe this day? It is observed on 18th of, this day, UN International Solidarity Day, it is observed on 20th of December. Right? Apart from this, if we talk about Minorities Day, National Minorities Day, it is observed on 18th of December, and this was the 12th edition of the National Minorities Day. Next, when is UN World Basketball Day annually observed across the globe? So World Basketball Day on 21st of December, and which edition? This is also important. This is the second edition, as it was in 2023 this day was declared. Next, National Mathematics Day is celebrated annually on 22nd of December to mark the birth anniversary of Indian mathematician S. Ramanujan. This year, 22nd December, marks the dash birth anniversary of Srinivasan Ramanujan. It was 137th birth anniversary of Srinivasan Ramanujan. Next, when is UN International Day of Epidemic Preparedness observed annually across India? So when do we observe this day? It is observed on 27th of December. Next is, which state government has recently issued an order to celebrate Computer Operators Day every year on 26th of December to mark the birth anniversary of English mathematician and inventor of digital computer Charles Babbage. It is Karnataka state. Take a note of this, students. So that's all for the day. Now let's move to some revision part that will be beneficial for your learning. Next is, where was the India's first World Peace Center inaugurated in March 2025 under the leadership of founders of Amisha Vishwa Bharati Jain Acharya Lokesh Muni. So location is being asked here, that where was this India's first World Peace Center inaugurated. Take a note of this important question, students. It will be in Gurugram, Haryana. Right? This World Peace Center will play an important role in raising awareness, encouraging social responsibility, and promoting sustainable development, as well as establishing institutional networks for peace and harmony. Next, which of the following actors was not listed among the top 5 in the Forbes annual list of the highest paid actors of 2024 released in Feb 2025? So which of the following actors was not listed here? William Bradley Pitt was not listed here. Rest all were listed here. Right? And Dwayne Johnson, also known as The Rock, is the highest earning actor with approximately $88 million earning. Next, in March, Christian Stocker was sworn in as the new Chancellor of Dash by replacing Alexander Schallenberg. So, Christian Stocker was sworn in as the new Chancellor of Austria. Right? Take a note of this. And he will be replacing Alexander Schallenberg. Next, mention the Indian Grandmaster who won the title at the 38th Cairns International Open Chess Tournament 2025 held in France on 3rd of March. So, who is that Indian Grandmaster? P. Inian. Right? And he won the 38th edition of the Cairns International Open Chess Tournament by defeating V. Pranesh in the 9th and the final round held in France. Next, name the public sector bank in India that has received the ISO 22301-2019 Business Continuity Management System certification from the British Standard Institution for its strong focus on operational resilience, risk management, and business continuity planning. It is Bank of Baroda. Right? Next is, pick out the incorrect statement regarding the Pradhan Mantri Shram Yogi Mandhan Yojana. If we look at the options here, you have to tell me the incorrect one. B is right, C is right, A is incorrect. So right option here is A. A is saying that the scheme is overseen by the Ministry of Personal Public and Grievances and Pensions. Is it correct? So no. This scheme is managed by whom? It is monitored by Ministry of Labor and Employment. Right? So A option now is right. Next, which ministry issued the guidelines for implementing 5 pilot projects in the transport sector launched by the Government of India to use hydrogen fueled buses and trucks under the National Green Hydrogen Mission? Which is that ministry? It is Ministry of New and Renewable Energy, as this green hydrogen, it is considered to be a green fuel. Hence, the sector that or the ministry that will be associated with it is Green New and Renewable Energy. Next, in March, India and Dash collaborated to establish a task force to enhance bilateral defense cooperation for the Indian Army's Zorawar light tank. So, India and Belgium here collaborated to establish a task force that will be working to enhance the cooperation in the defense sector. And here the work will be done on the Zorawar light tank. Next, Brand Finance, they have published their IT Service 2025 ranking. This lists the world's most valuable IT service brands. Which of the following is not among the top 5 IT services brands in India? If we look at the options here, it is HCL, which is not among the top 5 IT services brands in India. Accenture on the top, then TCS and Infosys on 2nd and 3rd position respectively from India. Next, SEBI. SEBI has permitted all NBFCs, including housing finance companies, to invest in security receipts, right, that are issued by the asset reconstruction companies. Next, identify the organization that recently published the report India Country Economic Memorandum, Becoming a High Income Economy in Generation, stating that India must grow by 7.8% per year for the next 22 years to become a high income nation by 2047. So this report that India to become a high income nation by 2047 should grow by 7.8% annually, right? At least 7.8% annually for the next 22 years. This data was released by World Bank. Next, mention the public sector bank that partnered with Confederation of Indian Industry IGBC, that is Indian Green Building Council, in March to offer financing solutions for the developers and home buyers. So mention the public sector bank. Which is that bank? It is Indian Overseas Bank. Next is who was named as the 2025 Pritzker Architecture Prize laureate, the highest honor in the field of architecture, on 4th of March. So Liu Jiankun was recently honored with this Pritzker Architecture Prize, and he became the 54th laureate and second Chinese architect. Next, the Defense Bioengineering and Electromedical Laboratory successfully tested onboard oxygen generating system based integrated life support systems at high altitudes for light combat aircrafts. Take a note of this. Next is who has been recently re-elected as the chairman of the Bar Council of India in March for 7th consecutive term. So who has been re-elected as the chairman? Manan Kumar Mishra has been re-elected as the chairman of the Bar Council of India for 7th consecutive time. Next, identify the Indian athletes who became the first Indian women to throw 16.03 meters indoor shot put at the 2025 Mountain West Indoor Tracks and Field Championships. It is Krishna Jayashankar, right? Is the Indian athlete who became the first Indian women to throw 16.03 meters in the indoor shot put, right? Next, the Prime Minister Narendra Modi inaugurated Vantara. Vantara is a 3,000 acre animal rescue and rehabilitation center that is in Jamnagar, Gujarat, right? And it is a project of Anant Ambani, right? So this Vantara was inaugurated. Question asked is which of the following organization established it? It was established by Reliance Industries Limited. Next, name the Geo Heritage app that was launched by Union Minister for Coal and Mines G. Kishan Reddy ji, that was during the 175th Foundation Day celebration of the Geological Survey of India on 4th of March. What is the name of that application? It is Bhu Virasat, right? Apart from this, a field data acquisition application was also launched. I repeat, Bhu Virasat application as well as a field data acquisition application, they were also launched here. This Bhu Virasat, this is a basically Geo Heritage app, right? And this was launched during the Geological Survey of India when they celebrated their 175th Foundation Day with a grand ceremony at their headquarters in Kolkata, West Bengal. Moving on, mention the initiative that was launched by the Ministry of Panchayati Raj to enhance women participation and leadership in local governments. It is your model women friendly Gram Panchayat, right? This is the initiative launched by the Ministry of Panchayati Raj in order to enhance the participation of women, their safety in the local governments. Next is identify the organization that in collaboration with the Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs and Institute for Global Environment Strategies organized the 12th Regional 3R and Circular Economy Forum in Asia and the Pacific that was held in Rajasthan from 3rd to 5th of March. So identify the organization. It is United Nations Center for Regional Development, right? This 12th Regional CR and Circular Economy Forum in the Asia and the Pacific was held from 3rd to 5th of March, right, at the Rajasthan International Center in Jaipur, Rajasthan. Next, in March, India Semiconductor Mission, Tata Electronics Private Limited and Tata Semiconductor Manufacturing Private Limited, they have jointly signed a fiscal support agreement to establish India's first commercial semiconductor fabrication unit in which state? It will be in the state of Gujarat, right? And here financial outlay of 76,000 crore rupees has been spent by the Ministry of Electronics and Information and Technology. Moving on, which of the following countries is not in the top 5 globally for high net worth individuals as per the 19th edition of the Wealth Report by the Knight Frank? So this data released by Knight Frank, they are talking about the high net worth individuals, right? And the list has been released and this is the 19th edition of this list. Among them, it is USA on the top, then China on second, Japan on third, India on fourth and Germany on fifth. So among the following, we can say it is France that is not in the top 5. Next, who received the national award at the 5th annual summit of BRICS Chamber of Commerce and Industry Women's Entrepreneurship and Empowerment and Facilitation 2025 in New Delhi for her contribution as the chairperson of Kailash Group of Hospitals. So she is Dr. Uma Sharma. Next, in March, Indian table tennis champion Ananta Sharat Kamal announced his retirement from professional table tennis, in which year he was awarded with the Major Dhyanchand Khel Ratan Award. So he was awarded with this in 2022, right? Padma Shri in 2019, Arjuna Award in 2004. Next, Australian cricketer Dash announced his retirement from ODI in March. So Steven Smith has announced his retirement. Next, identify the organization that partnered with African Development Bank to launch Mission 300 to connect 300 million people to electricity in sub-Saharan Africa by 2030. Right, to provide them electricity here. Right, it is World Bank, that is the organization. They have partnered with the African Development Bank and they have launched this Mission 300. Correct. This is aim here is to provide electricity to 300 million people in the sub-Saharan Africa by 2030. Next is, which country recently strengthened their economic ties with India by investing $52 billion in FDI equity and became the India's third largest export destination in 23-24 as per the data released by Rubix Data Sciences report. It is Netherlands country. They have strengthened their economic ties with India and will be investing $52 billion in FDI and became the third largest export destination as per the data released by which organization? This can be asked. It is Rubix Data Science Reports. Let's revise some one-liner, students. National Affairs. Kishan Reddy to inaugurate 175th Foundation Day celebration of Geological Survey of India at Kolkata. Then JP Nadda inaugurated the 9th National Health Mission Summit in Puri, Odisha. Government has allowed Aadhaar face authentication in private applications to ease the service access. Then Employees Provident Fund Organization has retained the interest rate on the Provident Fund deposits at 8.25%. Then Jahan-e Khusrau Festival marked 75 years. Can you tell me the location where this is held? This is your homework. Next, Army Chief General Upendra Trivedi honored the World War I Indian soldiers at Neuilly Chapel Memorial in France. Then Mizoram launched Women Entrepreneurship Platform first in Northeast. Next, Maharashtra government celebrated with Meta to launch the WhatsApp-based citizen services. And Amit Shah inaugurated a workshop on sustainable dairy sector in New Delhi. Next, Cabinet has approved the development of ropeway project from Sonprayag to Kedarnath in Uttarakhand. Then Cabinet has approved livestock disease control program worth 3,880 crore rupees outlay. CCI has approved the Shell's 100% acquisition of Raj Petro Speciality. Then government has launched a model that is women-friendly Gram Panchayats nationwide. Cheetah reintroduction plan to be expanded to Gujarat. And Tata Motors begins India's first hydrogen truck trials for net zero goals. Then Sahitya Academy has organized Festival of Letters 2025 at Rabindra Bhavan in New Delhi from 7 to 12th of March. Bhupendra Yadav has inaugurated World Sustainable Development Summit 2025. Next is banking and financials. SIDBI, they have signed an MOU with Tata Capital Limited to strengthen the financing avenues for MSMEs. RBI has imposed a penalty on HSBC, IIFL, Samasta Finance for violating norms, and SEBI has introduced a bond central to boost transparency in India's corporate bond market. Then India retained the fastest growing economy tag with 6.2% GDP in the third quarter of FY25. TCS extended the partnership with Norway's DNB Bank for 5 years. India's core sectors grew by 4.6% in January. GST collection jumps by 9.1% in Feb to 1.84 lakh crore rupees. World Bank, if we are talking about it, India needs 7.8% growth to become Viksit Bharat for the next 22 years by 2047. Then UPI post 5% dip in volume to 16.11 billion, 7% value in Feb. Next is appointments and resignation. SBI Life appointed Dora Babu Daparti as the Deputy CEO. Then Manan Kumar Mishra re-elected as the Chairman of Bar Council of India. Economic Affairs Secretary Ajay Seth sets additional charge for Revenue Department. Then Levi's ropes in Diljit Dosanjh as their global ambassador. Then Christian Stalker became Australian Chancellor as a three-party government sworn in. Then Dr. Mayank Sharma takes charge as the Controller General of the Defense Accounts. RBL Bank has appointed Agarwal as the President of the Branch Banking and T.S. Pari as their Chief Operating Officer. Then MRF brand appointed Shubman Gill as their brand ambassador and RBI has appointed Ajit Ratnakar Joshi as their Executive Director.